Everyone, this is Libby, and I'm going to be talking about stem cells today. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells that have not yet specialized to perform a specific function. They can create more stem cells or differentiate, which means to become a different type of body cell to perform another function. Stem cells are found in embryos. The stem cells in embryos can differentiate into most cell types to produce all of the cell types that will make up the organism. Plant meristems. Plant stem cells are found in the meristem tissue. Plant stem cells can differentiate into all types of plant cells throughout the life of the plant. This allows plants to grow for their whole lives. And bone marrow. In human adults, stem cells can be found in bone marrow, as well as other tissues and organs. Adult stem cells differentiate into fewer cell types than stem cells in embryos. They are used to replace dying cells and damaged tissues. So, let's just think again about what we've just learned. We know that stem cells are undifferentiated cells, and they can be found in plant meristems, bone marrow, and embryos. So what are the uses of stem cells? Stem cells can be used for many different medical, scientific, and commercial purposes. Stem cells may be able to replace damaged cells in the body in a medical treatment. For example, stem cells may replace the damaged cells that cause diabetes or paralysis. Paralysis is when part of your body you can no longer move. Plant clones, so plant stem cells can be used to quickly and cheaply produce cloned plants. This could help to protect rare plant species from extinction and create large populations of plants with special features, such as disease resistance. And therapeutic cloning is another use. Therapeutic cloning is a process that produces or creates an embryo with the same genes as the patient. Stem cells taken from this embryo will have the same DNA as the patient. This means that the patient's body will not reject the stem cells or body cells made from the embryo's stem cells. This is ideal for use in stem cell medical treatments. So we know now the uses of stem cells are stem cell treatments, therapeutic cloning, and plant cloning. So just to recap that again, therapeutic cloning, stem cell cloning, and plant cloning. So what are the disadvantages of using stem cells? So first of all, viral infections. Stem cell transplantation could transfer viral infections. And secondly, ethical beliefs. Some people disagree with the use of stem cells on ethical and religious grounds. They believe life begins at conception, which means that the embryo is alive. Therefore, they view the use of embryonic stem cells as killing an embryo. So, these potential disadvantages, as we've just learned, are spreading viral infections and ethical objections. So some people disagree with the use of stem cells on ethical grounds. They believe that life begins at conception, so view the embryo as alive. They therefore view the use of embryonic stem cells as killing an embryo. So, as we learned at the beginning, we know that stem cells can be found in plant meristems, where they're found throughout the plant's life and can be used to build and grow new tissues. Bone marrow in humans, which can only allow the repair of certain tissues and not necessarily the regrowth, and embryos, which specialize into every cell that we have as adults. So let's consider a potential exam question that might come up. So stem cells are used in cloning, but why must we use stem cells rather than normal cells to clone an animal? So a good answer to this would consider that stem cells are undifferentiated cells, which means that they differentiate into any kind of cell. By using a stem cell, we can use cloning techniques such as replacing the stem cell's genome to ensure that the entire cloned animal contains only the desired DNA. And again, just to recap on these disadvantages, we know that they raise ethical concerns and transfer viral infections. So, as we've learned, just in that exam question that we answered, we know that animal stem cells that we can only use stem cells. We can't use normal cells to clone an animal. But we also should consider whether plant stem cells, what they cannot be used for. So we know that they could be used for improving food security. For example, if they had a a disease-resistant gene in them. We know that they can be used for protecting rare plant species, and we know that they can be used for producing crop plants with special features. Okay. So let's just recap on some of the disadvantages again of stem cells, which are potential viral infections and ethical beliefs. Okay, so that brings this session to a close. I hope you feel that you suitably covered stem cells in detail, and thank you for listening.